It's ready, but just wait.
Good. Welcome everyone to the engineers presenting Nicaraguan culture. And we have with us Marlene Garcia and her host mom, Mary. And they will be talking to us tonight about the Nicaragua culture. And so basically, we're engineers without borders, and our goal is to partner with this community to for a water project. So we're looking to possibly do a well. So our first project our first trip is actually an assessment trip where we'll go down to the community and kind of look and see what resources they have established and what things we can help with to get this going. So then we'll come back and discuss with our professional mentor and develop some ideas, different alternatives that we can do to give this community some fresh, clean water. And without further ado, I'll hand it over to Mary, and she can have the floor.
Thank you so much for being here. It just really warms both of our hearts. Marlene was introduced. She has been involved in my life for 2 years, coming up in June. And I met her coming off an airplane, knowing in August, 2 years ago, knowing absolutely no English. And the North Central Technical College has made her fluent in English. But if you need her to repeat something, don't hesitate to raise your hand and ask her to repeat that. She comes from a beautiful community that you'll learn more about. That community does not have what you have in front of you. I kept track yesterday. I washed my hands, and that is a wash. I washed my hands, I'm from Indiana, 53 times yesterday. 53. Now I have a dog and I work with kids. So I am very conscious, but I'm not obsessive compulsive. And I washed my hands 53 times. I won't tell you how many times I flushed the toilet. I did take a shower, but the amazing thing in my thought was her community has never, her dad's 50, I'm 55. I've always had clean water, always. I didn't go to Milwaukee when they had the Cliposporia thing, but always have I had clean water. Now, we're gonna have a toast. Everyone's gotta get their glass up in the air. Marlene, get your glass up in the air. And we're gonna toast, and we're gonna say, water, Las Macias. I should have poured you one right there in the corner. Is there one behind you? No? Okay, everyone got one? We'll wait for our friend here. We'll say, water, Las Macias, may it be soon. That sounds like a professional toast, okay? And then we'll just kind of say click and have a drink because we're kind of separate. Here's the tap for the wedding. Okay, ready? Water, Las Macias, may you have it soon. And I hope to be there. Thank you. And I'll introduce Marlene Garcia. I'll turn the program over to her. By the way, though, I'm sorry that I'm back here. I told you I would move. If you would like to lift up this bucket of water, you will see in the photos on the screen, and here's a photo I'm going to pass around, a woman carrying water on her head. And it's in open buckets like this. And let me tell you, I'm not even going to try, okay, because it will be on the floor. So this is what we're hoping to change in Marlene's community. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marlene Garcia. I am from a small community in Nicaragua, which is called Las Macias. I'm here today to present about my community, about my country, Nicaragua. I am studying at North Central Technical College. Okay. I am studying business management at North Central Technical College, Wausau, Wisconsin. I am studying because I got a scholarship in my country because of the program, which is called SEED program, a scholarship for education and economic development. that is founded by the United States Agency for International Development, which is called USAID. And when I was in my community, I experienced the lack of clean and potable water. I had to walk a mile to get the water, and that water was not pure and sanitary. That water was polluted, contaminated. As you can see, when I came here to the United States, I had to create a community action plan that will help my community to have development. So I create a logo. As you can see, this is the logo of my project. The project is called Well for Well-Being. And the word and the water drop means that the community of Las Macias, Nicaragua, is facing the lack of clean and potable water. And this problem is not just in my community. This problem is around the world. The facet means that the goal of this project is to bring clean and potable water to my community of Las Macias. And Well for Well-Being is the name of the program, and the arrow means that I would like to develop this project, the mission of this project in other communities. Teustepe, that is my municipality in Nicaragua, has 59 communities, and those communities doesn't have the most important necessities, which is water. We have the lack of clean and potable water. As I told you, I was born in the small community, which is Las Macias, municipality of Teustepe, department of Huaco in Nicaragua. This community is located about 95 kilometers of the capital city of Nicaragua, which is Managua. As you can see in the map, this is Las Macias, and my department, which is Huaco. And if you go to my community from the capital, you will take hour and about 2 hours. But if you are going to take the public transportation, you are going to take more than that. When I was in my community, I used to live with my parents. In the right side is my father and my mother, and the left side are my 3 sisters and my brother. This is, I studied in the primary school in my community. If people want to go to Teustepe, which is my municipality, Huaco, or Managua, the capital of Nicaragua, we have to take about 2 or 3 hours. Before we didn't have the road to take the bus, we have to walk over 2 hours to get to take the bus and after go, because we didn't have a bus in the community. I had to wake up at 4 in the morning to get the bus, and after that then go to a school, to the high school in Teustepe. About my community, this is Las Macias, this is the world, and Nicaragua and the world. I would like to share you a video about the project that we hope we are partnering with Engineers Without Borders that we are going to develop. This video you will see about the goals of this project. Yes, click.
This is a video that she made, so I have her video.
Escuchemos ya la voz de sus entrañas, hoy se siente que nos habla del planeta, cual gigante viviente que ya su piel desde adentro hace sentir, porque todo es devastado y gime sufriente. El mundo ha cambiado y debemos actuar, porque el planeta es nuestro único hogar. El agua potable es base vital. Pequeños y grandes, conscientes están. La vida se acaba si el agua no está. Limpia y clara para beberla en paz. What do we need when the land is dry? Where do we go when the sun is high? Many will answer, water is for life. Water for you, water for me, water for the animals, water for the trees, water for everyone in society. We are working together to keep our water clean, treating water as a treasure in our urban community. The careful use of this resource is now on you and me, conserving water for a happier future. What do we need when the land is dry? Where do we go when the sun is high? Many will answer, water is for life. Vienen ya días de amar la casa que habitas, días de amar la tierra bella, flor y animal. Vienen ya ríos con agua sin envenenar, agua que beben los que tienen sed, igual que usted. Vienen ya bosques, pulmones de la gran ciudad, selvas que aroman en la oscuridad, noches de paz que hacía falta a la humanidad. No es natural. Hey, 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 hey.
So this is, as you could see, this is the project, and this is the main goal that we have. to bring in clean and potable water to my community. And we encourage you to support us because these basic necessities is bringing a lot of problems like health issues, poverty, environmental issues, and people in my community, they want to have these basic necessities make a reality, but we don't have the necessary economic resources to develop a project like this. So we are hoping to make a reality this project with just your support. About my community. In my community, which is Las Macias, we don't speak any other language, just Spanish. We don't have, in Nicaragua, there are a lot of other languages, but we just speak Spanish in my community, so we can communicate each other, but not English. In religion, in my community, we have, we can say that 85% of the population is Catholic, and 50% of the population is evangelic. We celebrate a lot of important dates, which are New Year's Day, San Valentine's Day, Holy Week, Easter Day, Mother's Day, Children's Day. We do some funny activities in order to be together and be fun. We invite elderly people, we invite children, we invite all the people in the community. We stay together and we celebrate those days. We have Father's Day, St. Peter's Day. That is a huge event in my community. We celebrate this June 29th, and this is the biggest event that we celebrate in my community. As you can see in the picture, there are some members of the community, and also we celebrate the day of death, the Lady of Guadalupe, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. This is the community organization. The community of Las Macias has a leader, and this person is in charge to coordinate people in my community. We have different committees, and we do different activities in my community in order to make development in my community. The work schedule that we have in my community, for example, men, they work from 6 in the morning to 1 p.m. They work in agriculture and livestock. And the women, they work all the day. They make cheese, they carry the water from the well, they take care of the children, they clean the house, they do everything. And the children, they go to school and they help to carry the water from the well. And the elderly people, they take care of themselves, but some of them, they have to do their own duties because they don't have somebody else to do their own their activities. The transportation. If we go to Teustepe, we are going to take a bus. That is the main types of transportation that we use to go to Teustepe. That is my municipality, Buaco, my department, and Managua. We take the bus. But for example, for going to communities around of Las Macias, we go by horses or walking. As I told you, the Managua, capital of Nicaragua, is located about 95 kilometers. It is 59 miles from Las Macias. And Teustepe, we have 22 kilometers from my community. We can say that 6 miles from Teustepe to Las Macias is, in winter, it gets bad. Sometimes the bus cannot go to my community. We have to walk in order to get to my community or go to the city. The diet food. In Nicaragua, our traditional food, for example, for breakfast, we eat eggs, rice, beans, cheese, plantains, tortilla, juice, or coffee. But sometimes it is not that you are going to eat those types of food every day. Sometimes we just eat beans or rice and cheese. We don't eat all of those food every day for breakfast. And also for lunch, we have a variety of food too. Rice, beans, beef, chicken, pork, salad, tortillas, vegetables, fruit, soda, juice, natural juice. But as I told you, we don't eat that food every day because the community, they don't produce a lot of those kinds of food. We have to go to the capital in order to buy that food, and sometimes they don't have money to buy those food because it is expensive. And also we have the dinner, beef, chicken, rice, salad, plantains, soup, soda, juice, coffee. The rainy season of my community, Las Macias, is from May to November. We don't, during this season, the people from my community, they work in their agricultural activities. They grow fruit, they grow crops, fruits, vegetables sometimes. Sometimes from May to November, the road is very, very bad. We cannot travel by bus. We have to go walking. Food. This is the weather, the normal temperature for Las Macias is 78 to 80 Fahrenheit. In Las Macias, there are 50 homes, but an interesting fact is that the 50 homes don't have latrines, and people have to cook a fire and they use woods. It is not like here in America that we use, we have the stove, everything in the kitchen, and we have those things. In my community, we don't have those kinds of things. In my community, all the house, the 50 home house, have electricity. We have electricity in the community. When I came here to the United States, I applied for the Clinton Global Initiative in Miami. And I went to Miami and I presented my project. There were a lot of students from around the world. There were 83 countries that were competing in this huge event. So I went to Miami and I presented this project, and I had the opportunity to be in the finals of this conference. So
She's being modest. She won. She won. This is big. A girl who walked to school goes to Miami and wins. And I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
So hundreds of people tried to compete. How many projects were accepted? 13 or 26?
There were 50 winners.
50 people, but how many projects?
There were more than 2,000.
2,000, but how many won, Marlene?
13.
13 projects, and Well for Wellbeing is one of the projects. So, and she's pictured up there next to another WASA student, and Chelsea Clinton. And she also has a picture with Hillary too. No politics intended, but we'll take it. Thank you, Marlene. I made her put this slide up.
So this is Wisconsin Nicaragua Partners. Since I came here to the United States, I have been involved with this organization. I am very grateful with the director of this organization, Amy Guisa, who was the woman that helped me to meet Devin and Trevor and the other students. And we got in touch, and they were very interested in my project, as they are right now. So I am very motivated with this project, and I know that Engineers Without Borders is going to help me to accomplish these basic necessities of life. And we are going to achieve this project with your support, and we are going to help 500 people in my community, and we are going to bring the water pumping system in each of the 50 homes in my community, which is Las Macias. If you have any question about the presentation, if you want to know more about Nicaraguan culture, about my community, feel free to ask, please.
What is the average life expectancy?
In Nicaragua,
Tell them
Yes.
about your grandmother, the exception.
yes, my grandmother is 103 years old. But the average of life is 70 for women and 64 for men.
I'm a little slow, but we were discussing over supper that we might have to delay the trip from August to January. And I'm thinking, winter in Wisconsin in January? Now I understand. So if we do go in January, the weather will be better. Now, Marlene, how would that affect your community? Is that a harvest time? Would August or would January be better for your community?
I think in August will be a great date for the engineers to go and see the problem that is in my community, because you will see the woman walking in the bad ways for getting the water from the well. But in January is better because we don't have winter. It is summer in Nicaragua.
Is it harvest time though, or are we gonna, is the?
But in Nicaragua, in my community, during summer, people from my community have to go another city in order to get a job, because we don't have any activities to do sometimes, because the best date, for example, for men to grow their own foods or do agricultural activities, it is in winter, but in summer we don't have.
So what months is it that people go outside the community to get jobs?
From January to April. Yeah, but not all of them.
I think what she's talking about more than anything is the rainy season there is so bad. And I've been there, and transportation just doesn't run on those dirt roads when the water's running and the mud and so forth.
What livestock do you have?
What?
Livestock, animals?
Yes, we have some of the families, they have cows, but not all of them. We have livestock in our community.
How are you, when you take the water from the well at the moment, are you purifying it before you drink it, or you're drinking it straight from the well?
Yes, we drink like this is the well.
Okay.
We don't do anything. And because of that, so many people in my community, they get sick.
How long of a walk is it from the well back to where most of the houses are?
I draw a map from my community. For some of the people in my community, the well is not too far. But for some of them, the well is very far because they have to walk from the west part to the north part, which it is the well. They have to walk, we can say, more than a mile to get the water. And it is the road, and it is a little river that it is not a river, it is a stream that this is just for winter, that water flow through it.
How often do you have to walk to the well to get water?
In the morning, the women, they walk 3 hours because they just carry 5 gallons of water, and they have to go to the community and come back to the well and go to the house and come back to the well. They do many trips. It is not just because with one container of water they are not going to stay. They need a lot of water in their home.
So your plan is to put a tower at the place where the well now is?
Yes, we are planning to do the water studies in order to see if the well that is in my community is going to be good. But what about if that water is contaminated? We cannot use that water, and so the engineer, they have to look for a place that we can have a better water.
And then you hope to have pump all water through all of the homes?
Yes, the water pumping system throughout the community.
Does your proposal include anything relative to education? You know, in other words, not just building a well, which is huge, but also to educate the people about cleanliness, sanitation, water?
Yes, one of the actions that I would like is to do training for people in my community. They have to learn how to manage the water pumping system once that it will be built in the community. Because after that, the commitment that is with the Engineer Without Borders organization is done, we need the people from my community to know how to have a well water, how to manage the water.
Do you have internet service in the
No.
community?
We don't have internet service. So
Does anybody want to try carrying the bucket of water on their head? No.
Now that you have all of this, now that you come over here, and I assume that you'll be completing a degree, is that the plan?
yeah, I will be studying here just for 2 months left. My scholarship is just for 2 years, and I will be done this June 16th. I have to go back to Nicaragua, and I have to look for a job or to continue my studies in order to get my bachelor's degree.
So that was my question. What are your future plans?
Yeah.
So what kind of job do you think that you'll be able to get?
I would like to work in an organization that work with those kinds of projects, because I know that this problem is affecting many communities in Nicaragua and all the world.
You might want to mention ASOFEX now, your involvement with that organization.
Yes, there is an organization which is called ASOFENIX. That organization works in those types of projects. For example, water projects. They do greenhouse for communities. They make latrines projects. Different projects, and that is an organization that is interested in this project, and they want to. The man, he knows the these necessities that my community is facing right now.
For the paperwork, Marlene had to get her leaders in her community, the mayor, to sign paperwork and help me with the man's name.
Jaime Munoz?
He took the bus from Managua all the way to Las Macias to take the picture that you saw of, in English, we support the water project, and all the signatures that needed to be gotten, because Marlene couldn't do that because she's here. A little bit of background, Marlene lived with me, that's how her English is so perfected, for 9 months. And then she moved into an apartment with girls from other countries that are part of this program. Haiti, Honduras, Mexico, and 6 girls total share an apartment near the tech. And to see her go back is kind of hard for me. The proud mama. So. Any other questions? The only other thing I'd like her to say, tell them about your father's dream for you, because this was a big part of both. I don't know if we did it with Engineers Without Borders, but the Clinton Global Initiative, her father had a dream for her.
Yes, my father, he always wanted with me to have an education, because people in my community, they don't study, they just live in their house, and the education is not for them, they said. But my father, he always told me, Marlene, you have to study. We are going to support you, but I knew that they cannot pay an university because they are poor. But when I was in my community, I was a member of Amos Foundation, Fismal International Program, Plan Nicaragua organizations. So I met many people from different cities, and I applied for this scholarship and I won. There were more than 500 students applying for this scholarship, and thanks to God, I received this scholarship, and now I would like to help people in my community and youth to have an education too.
Is there a library in your community?
No, we don't have a library.
Do you think there would be interest
Yes.
in having a library?
Yes, because the teachers in my community, the primary school, they just use the board to write down, and children, they have to have their notebooks to write, but we don't have books to look for a topic or something that the teacher asked for.
Poverty, how do you explain poverty? Marlene is very gracious. She understands that in America, we live a different lifestyle. When I asked her what she liked best about my home, it wasn't the food, it wasn't my personality, it wasn't my furniture, it was the baño. She loved the baño. She liked how big it was. She liked the big mirror and the lights. She loved the baño. And that's the bathroom for those of you, I don't speak Spanish either. Yes, so I just think the world of her, and I look forward to meeting your family, and I look forward to all of you going either with your prayers or with your financial support or in person, going to meet this marvelous girls community and family. So, any other questions for my buddy?